Welcome to a MainelyDIY.com video. So I am going to make a Christmas, and I'm going to start with a styrofoam ball and some yarn. This one's nice because see how it's got this little sparkly in it. A thicker yarn might be a lot quicker for you, but all we're going to do is wrap the yarn around the ball. And the point is to get good coverage on the ball, kind of random. So I'll work it that way for ways, and then I'll turn it 90 degrees and start working from that angle. And I'm kind of turning the ball as I go at this point. So I have my styrofoam ball all randomly wrapped with yarn, and I'm satisfied with my coverage. So I am going to make a hanger for him before I clip off my yarn. And I'm just taking a thin piece of ribbon here, and I'm going to poke a pin through my ribbon. I'm going to determine how long I want my hanger and clip it off wherever I like. And I'm going to feed the other end through the pin so that it looks like this. Okay, and then I'm going to squirt just a little bit of glue down on my glass surface that I like to work on, because I can clean that up easily. This is Craft Bond Quick Dry Glue. I find it works very well for crafts. So I'm going to go ahead and stick my pin, and this is just a regular sewing pin, and I am going to stick it down through my yarn, right through the end of a piece of yarn, because I'm going to clip my yarn off there, and this is going to secure it down. You do want to let this dry overnight before you try to hang your Christmas, because otherwise it may come out and could unravel on you, and that wouldn't be good. So I'm going to go ahead and clip my yarn off. Okay, so we have his hanger. So next he needs some antlers. And his antlers are made out of pipe cleaners. So I'm going to take a brown pipe cleaner or chenille stem, whichever you like to call it, make a loop, and then I'm going to come over to one side, and I'm just going to kind of shape it whatever I think might look like a moose antler. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just dip that in the glue just a little bit at the ends, and then I'm going to position that on Christmas's head and just poke those wires right into his head. Okay, so there's one, and then we'll do the other one. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and shape this the way I want it, and this one's going to go on this side of his head, so I'm dipping that in the glue, and then I'm going to poke it on the other side of his head. I'm going to say right about there. Okay, now that one gave me some resistance going in, so I am going to actually take a pin and make a bit of a hole there so that my wire will go in a lot better. There. Happier with how that's gone in. I'm going to push him in a little bit further. Whoops. There we go. Okay. See, he's got different shaped horns, so you know, or antlers rather. Deer have moose have antlers as well as deer, and so I am just going to play with the shape, and you can find yourself playing for a long time with that. Okay, so next I'm going to put a nose on Chris, and I have a big pom-pom, and I'm going to go ahead and squirt my glue right on that. I've kind of flattened that down to make a space, and I'm just going to squirt some glue right on his that. And I'm going to put his nose right about there. I'm going to hold it on for just a little bit. So I've got his nose ready, so I'm going to go ahead and put some eyeballs on Chris. So I have a cheap paintbrush that I use for arts and crafts, and a wiggle eye, and I am just going to paint some of that glue right on the back of his eyeball, and then position it about where I want it. And it will take him a little bit to dry. Have his eyeballs placed where I want him to be, and I have Chris Moose all done. I need to let him dry some before I try to hang him, and let his eyes dry in place and whatnot. Okay, so all Chris needs is a bow, so I put some glue on the back of my bow, and I am just going to put it on his head where I want it and hold it there for just a minute. Hot glue might be really advantageous here, because it would set up a lot quicker, and I wouldn't have to hold it. I'm just going to hold it for a little while, and then I'll leave it and let it dry overnight, and then we'll come back and take some pictures of Chris.